and my other speech partner, his name is Priscila Samiengo, and we will be doing the speeches that we took to state speech. And I am a 4-year senior. I just pretty much finished school yesterday, so I'll be graduating Friday. So it's a pleasure to do this for you guys before I'm finished.
He's a great helper for the long jump also.
Yeah. I'll tell you a little bit of my bit real quick. I'll be doing my poetry. I have my poetry right here. It's on a book, and I'll be doing 2 pieces for you. There are 2 pieces about mental disorders, so there you go. The problem with being naked and then getting hit by a car is road rash is a problem for skin. Why was I naked in the middle of the road at noon? I'm glad you asked. Imagine your other having this conversation. I have no idea. I'll be talking about 2 pieces today. In the first, the future, a bipolar man talks about what he thinks about the future. And in my second, OCD, an obsessive compulsive disorder man loses his love of his life. In OCD in the Future by Neil Hilborn. So there I am, nude, displayed out on the hood of the car like a slutty chicken, and I'm screaming about the government conspiracy to take away my feet. Not my real feet, just my brain feet. And about 6 inches away from the concrete, in slow motion like the exact opposite of a rhinoceros attack, this is not how I imagined my life would turn out. When I was little, I broke both my ankles jumping off a roof because I was sure a cape would enable me to fly. My parents attributed this to my strong imagination. Last year, a therapist called it a delusion. I failed to see the difference. Also, I really can fly and see through walls and make stupid people leave coffee shops with my mind. 43% of the time, sometimes I see people as colors. The point is, here's a list of things my brain has told me to do. Join a cult, start a cult, become a cabinet maker, kill myself, so in essence become a cabinet maker, break into and then paint other people's houses, fight people who are much fightier than me, like the cops. So in essence, kill myself. I think a lot about killing myself, not like a point on a map, but rather like a glowing X sign to show there's never been quite bad enough to make me want to leave. You see, when I'm up, I don't do it because, holy crap, there's so much left to do. When I'm down, I don't kill myself because then the sadness will be over, and the sadness is the old paint underneath. The sadness is the house fire, the broken shoulder. I'd still be me without it, but it'd be so boring. They say seeing things that aren't really there is called disturbed cognitive functioning. I call it having a superpower. Once, I pulled over the freeway and jumped out of my old red Jeep because I saw it burst into flames. 20 seconds before it actually burst into flames. I knew my girlfriend and I would be together because she turned bright pink the first time she saw me. I know the future is going to come because I've seen it. I know tomorrow is going to come. All you have to do is wake up. The future has been at war, but it's coming home so soon. The future is like a child in a cave. The future is just like gravity. Everyone is slowly drifting towards everyone else. We'll all be a part of each other. One day the future is a blue sky and a full tank of gas. I saw the future. I did. And in it, I was alive. The first time I saw her, everything in my head went quiet. All of the tics, all the constantly refreshing images just disappeared. When you have obsessive compulsive disorder, you don't really get quiet moments. Even in bed, you're thinking, to lock the door, yes, to wash my hands, yes, to lock the door, yes, to wash my hands, yes. And when I saw her, all I could think about was the hairpin curve of her lips or the eyelash on her cheek, the eyelash on her cheek, the eyelash on her cheek. I knew I had to talk to her. I asked her out about 6 times in 30 seconds. She said yes at the third one, but none of them felt right, so I had to keep going. On our first date, I spent more time organizing my food by color than I did eating or talking to her, but she loved it. She loved that I had to kiss her goodbye 16 times, or 24 times if it was on Wednesday. She loved that it took forever to walk home because there are tons of cracks on our sidewalk. When we moved in together, she felt safe, like no one would ever rob us. I definitely locked the door 18 times. I'd watch her mouth when she talked, when she talked, when she talked, when she talked. When she said she loved me, her mouth would curl up at the edges. At night, she'd watch me turn off lights off and on and off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on and off. She'd close her eyes and pretend that days and nights were just passing in front of her. But some mornings, when I start kissing her goodbye, she'd just leave because I was making her late for work. Or when I stopped at a crack on the sidewalk, she kept going. Last week, she started sleeping at her mother's place. She said this whole thing was a mistake, but how could it be a mistake if I don't have to wash my hands after I touch her? Love is not a mistake, and it's killing me that she can walk away from this and I can't. Usually, when I obsess over something, I see germs seeping into my skin. I see myself crushed by an endless succession of cars, and she is the first beautiful thing I ever got stuck on. I want to go to bed thinking how she turns shower handles like she's opened a safe, how she holds her steering wheel, how she blows out candles, 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 blows out. Now, I just think about who else is kissing her. See, he only kisses her once. He doesn't care if it's perfect. I miss her so bad. I leave the door unlocked. I leave the lights on.
Right. Hi everyone. I'm Priscila Samiengo. I'm a sophomore in high school, about to be a junior, and this is my first year in speech. And I took 3 events to state, and they were monologue, humorous interpretation, and standard oratory. And I actually ended up winning state in standard oratory my first year, yay. So that was really awesome. And I'm about to perform it today. And you're asking, what is a standard oratory? Well, basically, my speech coach gives me a big stack of papers and he's like, memorize that. So yeah, that's what I'm about to do, and it's called and I hope you guys enjoy it. We've all heard of the tales of the apple fallen on Newton's head, or Archimedes limping naked from his bathwater shrieking, Eureka! Many of us have even heard that eBay was created by a man who realized that he could help his fiancée sell Pez candy dispensers online by French-Iranian computer programmer Pierre Omidyar. Well, I had my own experience like this. And no, I didn't get clunked in the head by an apple or decide to strip from my bathwater. And I most certainly haven't made millions of dollars off of a Pez dispenser. But I did have one of those moments that for me was just as profound. Right before Christmas break, my speech coach asked me a question. He said he was looking for kids to write original oratories and was wondering if I would be interested. Well, I panicked. I mean, I'm not a good writer, I'm awkward in front of people, and English isn't even my first language, but he kept assuring me that it wasn't that hard. So he gave me the format of an original outline and gave me some general topics to look at over break. So I started looking. And then it hit me. I realized I could do this. I started writing and working, and it occurred to me that over Christmas break, I had an aha moment. So I am standing before you today, the writer of a brand new original oratory, by Melanie Sinaceros. An aha moment is defined as a moment of clarity, a defining moment where you gain wisdom. Real wisdom you can use to change your life. Whether big, small, funny, or sad, they can be surprising and inspiring. It's that light bulb that pops up in cartoons. And I know what you're thinking. These moments aren't real. But in 2004, researchers at Northwestern University wanted to discover psychological responses that lead to a breakthrough moment known as an aha moment. And what they discovered was that a split second before having an aha moment, we all experience electrical brain activity. And in 2006, those same researchers found that these moments tend to occur more often in the prepared mind. A researcher at Drexel University claims this is like a gate that allows weak solution-related activity to gain momentum and then burst into insight. So, in conclusion, if we're open to change, or maybe even looking for some kind of change, then these moments are more likely to occur, just like it did to me. Now, before we delve too far into this, I want to tell you about another aha moment. This is a story about a girl who we will call Jane. Ever since Jane was a little girl, she felt fundamentally broken. She constantly apologized and overthanked people. And at the age of 14, this lack of self-worth caused her to start drinking. And she didn't get sober until the age of 31. But after meeting an empowered woman at an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, she met her sponsor. And later that night, when she was walking into another meeting, she saw that her sponsor was crying uncontrollably. And of course, her immediate reaction was to think, is this my fault? What did I do? Was I supposed to call her? And then it hit her. She realized that it had nothing to do with her. She realized that by obsessing over her own feelings, she wasn't present with the people around her. And this made her no use to anybody for years. But this true realization caused her to stop drinking and pursue her own dreams. And she began to become more helpful, not only to herself, but to her friends and family as well. Now that's a good aha moment. But this woman named Jane is none other than the star of a popular television show called Glee. Yeah, that's right. Jane Lynch, the overbearing, overwhelmingly selfish, self-confident cheerleading coach, Sue Sylvester, had no self-worth. It's rather ironic how every character she has ever played is the exact opposite of whom she once was. Well, that's because she now understands the fundamental truth. You see, the reality is that loving yourself as those around you begins with you. You have to value, respect, and appreciate yourself. And you have to take care of yourself so that you can help your friends and family. Self-worth is defined as the value of one's own importance. Jane Lynch is not the only person in the world with a weak opinion of themselves. In fact, my generation suffers from low self-worth. We were told from a very young age that our generation is weak and apathetic and lazy and that we can't communicate to others. Everyone just accepts this as an undeniable truth, but you see, the reality is that when we are told this over and over and over again, we eventually begin to believe it. And when people have no self-worth, they don't care about their minds or their bodies, which can lead to destructive habits. Depression, alcohol use, and drug abuse is just the tip of the iceberg. It can lead to self-infliction, risky sex, and even suicide. This is probably why the number of teen pregnancies, dropouts, and suicides are higher than they have ever been. David Burns, author of Feeling Good, the New Mood Therapy, wrote, "Consider the fact that most human beings are not great achievers, yet most are happy and well respected. If you base your self-worth by positive and negative criticisms, you need to remember that these are merely judgments by people who don't have all the facts and who have no right to act as your self-appointed judge. If you determine your worth by such judgments, your life will be an up and down roller coaster that will make your life miserable. Your best is good enough." We, as a generation and as a community, need to have an aha moment. We need to step back and take a good look at our lives and realize that this is just not good enough. You need to ask yourself, do you apologize for everything? Are you afraid of not succeeding? If so, then you may need to have an aha moment. So, how do we fix it? Well, after you've had your aha moment, after you realize that enough is enough, you need to implement just a few simple steps. So, step 1, remember the past. You must accept the person you were and move forward. Step 2, work to strengthen your good points. And step 3, you need to reach out and help others because life is a fine balance between give and take. Finally, step 4, you need to take pride in yourself and your achievements, no matter how big or how small. Now that that light bulb has gone off in your head, I challenge you to go make a difference in the world. You may get clunked in the head by an apple, or straight from your bathwater one day screaming, aha! But even if your aha moment isn't quite that charged with that electric charge moment, we still need to try to keep turning people's light bulbs on. And when you do, one leads to another, and another, and another. And who knows, you may spark the next idea that starts small, but turns you into a multi-millionaire. But I do plan on having more aha moments. Oh, aha! I just got an idea! Look